So, and to my mind, that is as unacceptable as you would all agree a doctor pushing a patient into a surgery that is not necessarily required, or prescribing a battery of tests that actually is only driven by the fact that he has a deal with, let's say, a diagnostic center, or prescribing medicines of companies which are taking them to holidays or giving them the best margins, right? It's as unacceptable, immoral as as media doing it, right? So now let us understand, why has the media been focused so much on this coronavirus pandemic? I think there's very good reason for it. One, it's something that none of us has seen in our lifetime at least. I don't think any one of us is 100 years old here to claim that we've seen a pandemic which has been as big as this, right? So among viewers from the people that we cater to, there's a morbid fascination for anything coronavirus. Okay, so right from the Wuhan wet market, where the virus is said to have originated, to patients lined up in corridors, just waiting to be seen by a doctor, to bodies piled up, to bodies being buried in separate island, like it is happening in New York. COVID has got people's fancy like nothing else. After all, it's their lives at stake, right? So, in fact, the fascination for coronavirus-related information is so much that for the first time in the history of television news, we have generated more eyeballs than entertainment channels. Typically, news is a very small segment of the overall television market, but for the first time in the history of television, news has overtaken entertainment. And that again, it's very easy to see why, because when you have a global drama playing out around the world, in the most developed countries, people dying, doctors crying, nurses crying, patients crying, that's an unprecedented drama playing on a global stage. There's nothing better. There's no need to switch to fiction, to my mind. So and how do I know that people have this endless fascination for coronavirus? Because as someone who runs a television channel, we are all driven by TRPs. We get weekly ratings in terms of what program has done well and what hasn't done well. So when I look at what content has really worked for me, I can very clearly tell that it is coronavirus. The moment I, as a television channel, or I move away from the topic, people are switching off, going to some other channel which is giving more coronavirus related information. So this is a perspective from inside the newsrooms, okay, of live newsroom, which are dealing with this and trying to bring people as much information as possible to the best of their abilities. So you have to understand that when there is so much confusion, even among experts, simple things like, they were all intubating coronavirus patients. Then suddenly they found out that there was no need to put these people on ventilators, where a simple CPAP machine would do, right? So even when the doctors are confused how to respond to this, you can't expect generalists, media people to know much more than specialists and report it. The best we can do is go to the best possible people and get the information. And even WHO is constantly updating its own knowledge, its view on the pandemic, in terms of how it spreads, in terms of what you can do to stay safe. So this is an evolving story, and all of us are trying to grapple with it and put out something which is credible, which makes sense, and which will eventually help people. But that said, I can speak for my channel. Even in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, we have picked up stories which have been non-COVID. For example, we have looked at malnutrition deaths in Karnataka that happened in the last 2 months because the entire delivery channel, which was supposed to deliver nutritious food to pregnant mothers, was broken down completely. It came to a halt. So because of these mothers not getting nutritious food, we had 1,200 deaths of newborns in Karnataka alone. Now, I don't see anyone, in national television or national newspaper picking this up, but it's a reality. That's what happened. There are many stories of people who require dialysis, who are cancer patients, who are suffering. So in fact, on my television channel, we run a show called Lockdown Sahayavani, which means it's a lockdown helpline, where anyone with any problem, whether it's COVID related or non-COVID related, can call us and we'll connect with the appropriate authorities, including ministers bureaucrats, or even benefactors. So we do that as a half an hour show on our channel, and it's been very, very successful for us. It has got phenomenal response.